Hi, I'm Tanner. I'm going to be talking about my interview with this girl named Gloria. Gloria is from Burundi, which is a small country just south of Rwanda, and she grew up there all the way through seventh grade. She immigrated to the U.S. with her family, and from eighth grade until now, she's a high school senior in Minneapolis, um, in the Minneapolis School District. Throughout this video, I want to talk about her education in Burundi, how that's different from her education here in the U.S., some of her difficulties adjusting, and then I conclude with talking about something I learned from a question I asked her about her learning preferences on learning the Bible. So first of all, some of the subjects in Burundi are pretty similar to those we learn in the U.S., such as math, history, geography, biology, physics, the per usual. And they also learn, and this is unique there, this language called Kirundi, which is the native language of Burundi. And you may wonder, why are they learning, why is that unique? We learn English here because our native language is English. Well, all the classes there are taught in French, and the economy is worked in French, and everyday life is worked through by speaking French. And so being able to learn your native language is really a unique thing for them. She said there's many more subjects that she learned there that she cannot remember. It's been so long since being there. Also, she pointed out to me that she only was in Burundi up to seventh grade, and there was probably many more subjects introduced through high school that she did not experience. Then I asked her about the education is public or private, and she told me that it is public, and the public schools are actually better, which is surprising to me, and it challenged my assumptions, because usually I assume that that in Africa they don't provide good public school systems, but that's really a stereotype that I'm breaking down and learning some more truths about, which was really great. She talked about the size of their school. She said that in the middle school it's about 60 students per classroom, in the high school about 90 students per classroom, which was really eye-opening to me, because we start to complain about overcrowding when we go over 20, 25 students in a classroom. And that numbers actually work well there because of how they learn, which leads me into some of the teaching methods used there. She said the teacher lectures a lot, but they also allow a lot of time for discussion. And so they have a good balance between the two, and the two different learning styles, which is really great. There's not a lot of technology in Burundi, and so they take a lot of notes, which leads to some of the differences of education in Burundi to education here in the U.S. She said that there's so much technology in our classrooms that it's really a big lump to get over, from very little technology to all this technology, and so it takes some adjusting. Also, they don't read as much books, and they don't write as much papers in Burundi. Like I said, there's a lot of lecturing, note-taking, discussion, and then there's tests. And the lack of reading books and writing papers also has a lot to do with the lack of resources. She said she had a difficult time adjusting to education here in the U.S., largely due to a language barrier and her preferences in learning too. She learns a lot through lecture, taking notes, listening to the teacher. And to close this time, I know I'm a little over time, she said that her preference for learning the Bible is in groups, because there's more knowledge in a group than in one individual, which I think is the biggest thing that I took away with my time with Gloria, because in my teaching of the Bible and other subjects as well that I may encounter, I need to remember that there's more than me. I can gain so much from other resources, and that's something that Gloria taught me or reminded me of, and it was really valuable. And thank you for listening.